We have seen a lot of Japanese creatives over the past few years try and make their products appeal more to a global audience, aka Western audiences, and unfortunately for them, every time they put in that work and effort, they fail. Their products face scrutiny overseas, but now we have the Naruto studio president talking about censorship, saying no one overseas will want to watch it. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, follow me on social media, and consider supporting through Patreon or through YouTube memberships. Usually when we hear a studio president talking about things like censorship, they are trying to damage control, but that actually is not the case here. This is a CBR article. It says the president of Naruto Studio, Piero, says the Japanese anime shouldn't aim to censor itself to achieve overseas popularity, stating that there's no way people overseas will want to watch it. And I totally and completely agree. And this is what I've been saying for years now, and many people have been saying for years now, is that the reason why people went to supporting anime and manga and just Japanese entertainment in general, and basically entertainment that is not Western made, is because we are dealing with Hollywood destroying beloved IPs. We are dealing with Western game studios focusing on creating things for modern audiences when modern audiences don't exist. They're just sensitive snowflakes on social media who are the vocal minority that these creators are, trying to make their products appeal to. And by doing that, you're just pushing away the audience that you already have. That is why we've looked to, again, like Japanese and Korean entertainment. And it's sad because I want all entertainment to be good. I want to be able to just pick up a video game and know it's worth my money. But unfortunately, that's just not the case with basically a lot of products now. But Hanma spoke to Comic Natalie, where he opened up on the overseas success of his products. He said replicating this was difficult, but that it shouldn't lead to certain compromises just to be successful. It's difficult to make a work that will be popular overseas or that will become a long-term series, he said. Of course, aim for it in part, but if you make animation with just that in mind, it will become increasingly boring. We won't have them smoke so that, we can take it overseas, he references. Just have to tone down that violence a little, avoid sexy expressions. If Japanese animation is bound by such restrictions on expression, there is no way that people overseas will want to watch it. Works that are a hit in Japan are also a hit overseas. I believe that we must not make the mistake of approaching anime production in the wrong way, and he totally and completely gets it, because there are so many creatives these days who just don't understand when we say you're trying to, tone down your product to appeal to an audience that will not watch it. And he is saying, don't do that. Don't censor sexy expressions. Don't tone down the violence. Don't tone down things as simple as smoking, because ultimately it's not going to lead to success. And I completely agree with that. The reason why so many people are in love with, again, Japanese animation, we also have manga, is because they are willing to take risks, and a lot of times they're not afraid to simply create the product that they want. Now, of course, when you have investors who are focused on global audiences, it does make things difficult for the creatives, and in a lot of situations, I don't blame the creatives, because they are creating something and they're being told to tone it down, and unfortunately they have to in a lot of situations. But there are some creative directors and studio presidents who just don't understand it when we say don't tone down your product, and they try, unfortunately, to damage control and say, oh well, a little bit is okay, when that definitely isn't the case. It says, though, the decision to create Naruto like this, regularly employing brutality and fan service, paid off. Its success will last for many years, Hanma said, adding a series this large will have a different revenue structure than a TV anime, with only a dozen or so episodes. I am endlessly grateful to have had the opportunity to meet and produce a great work that will become a long-term series that will last for years. And it is so great to see such good people finding success in their life because he has created something truly amazing and just very special to millions and millions of people across the world. For many fans, it was their introduction to anime, with some critics looking back at this series not just as a typical action series, but also boasting gripping drama and clashes of ideals. This was something the director was sought to create, seeking to make a period drama while letting the action staff do whatever they want, and Naruto also heavily benefited from significantly less censorship than it's shown in contemporary One Piece, whose 4Kids dub is a notorious example of how censorship aimed to widen an audience backfired. And yes, it has backfired. One Piece is amazing, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the 4Kids dub is a notorious example for censorship and how trying to appeal to certain audiences does not work. And we have seen that so many times over the years, and especially over the past, I'd say 5 or so years, we have seen a lot of really solid concepts be very poorly executed because they are toning things down, like smoking and sexual content. And it is very unfortunate because there are so many good products that could be amazing, but they just stay at a middling score, or that middle ground where it's not awful, but it's not as amazing as it could have been because of this reason. It says the production staff cite American laws on children's programming as the reason for the changes. Others add flippant attitudes towards what was more a niche medium back then, motivating certain decisions that might not be made today. If One Piece released today, I of course think it would still be extremely successful, but yes, I do think a lot of content that was ultimately censored and toned down would not have been. It also says Crunchyroll streams the anime, which will get 4 remastered episodes at an unconfirmed date, and the series is officially described as the village hidden in the leaves is home to the stealthiest ninja, but 12 years earlier, a fearsome nine-tailed fox terrorized the village before it was subdued, and its spirit sealed within the body of a baby boy. There is a reason why Naruto is so extremely successful and so beloved, because it is just such a good series. It is sad to see so many, people over the past few years just not understand what we as consumers say when we tell them, please don't censor your content, please don't try to appeal to a certain group of people. But it is really refreshing to see a studio president understand what we say when we, tell them, hey, listen, as soon as you tone anything down, you're going to be pushing away a massive amount of people who would have otherwise supported you. And I mean, he is saying, of course, that Japanese anime self-censoring for overseas popularity will backfire, adding no one will want to watch it. And I hope that this is a sentiment that so many Japanese creatives eventually adapt to and adopt, because we have seen it happening a lot over the past few years. And of course, you don't need an introduction to Naruto or even Studio Pierrot. They've done so many amazing things over the years and will continue to do so with these very, very relevant and positive attitudes. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, and of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.